Do you want to buy a new construction home but don't know where to begin? Hey, in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 types of new builds as well as some new home jargon and what to expect when building or purchasing a brand new home. Hi, my name is Dana Pollard and I'm a real estate agent in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in Texas. And I've been selling resale and new homes for the past 12 years. And before that, I was a new home sales counselor for a production builder for new homes. And so I did learn the process of building as well as representing buyers on this side. So I've seen both sides, both from the builder perspective as well as an agent or buyer perspective. And so I just want to share these tips with you. Hey, if you are thinking about buying a home, I have a dream home questionnaire that you can fill out. It's in the link below in the descriptions box. And no matter where you are in the US, I can find an experienced real estate agent to help you out because I've made connections all over the US. Every year we meet. Hey, okay, yada yada. Let's get on to it, Dana. Okay, so just fill out the dream home questionnaire below and I can send you an agent, or if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, I'm happy to help. So the first 3 sections are the different types of builders that you can choose. And real quick, if you are going to build or buy a new construction home, I know I'm a real estate agent, but I do recommend that you work with not just any real estate agent, an experienced agent in new construction homes, because there's so many things behind the scenes that you'll want someone to go to bat for you. So the sales counselor represents the builder and your real estate agent represents your best interests. And so because I've been on both sides before, I have been on the building side with the builders meetings, and you would be astonished how it's just, it's human nature. The sales counselor has to protect their job, and so they will put their job above your best interests when it's put on the line. And even if it's not with me, with somebody that can help you. It's a free service to you because the builder pays the real estate agent's commission and it comes out of their marketing budget, okay? It will pay you dividends to have a real estate agent represent you. All right, so let's start with the 3 types of new construction homes. The first type are called what we call production homes. So production homes are your most common new construction homes. It's the neighborhoods with, like Toll Brothers, D.R. Horton, Lennar Pulte, Taylor Morrison. I'm trying to give you some brands that you would recognize in your part of the country. And so these are called what we call production builders. Now, many of these production builders will say they are custom builders, but I still put them in the category of production because it's still a very similar process versus a custom build. A custom is much different than these like Dries custom homes. They will say we are a full custom builder. Yes, they say that because you can customize your plans and do whatever you want, but it's not from start to finish a true custom build. Same with Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers builds luxury homes. They're beautiful. You can customize, but I still put them in the category of a production builder. Okay, so let's talk about what a production builder is. So they are typically, always, they're going to be in a subdivision. They may be a master plan community. A developer goes in and develops this piece of land, brings in the production builders. Sometimes the builder is the developer, but either way, they're production builders. When you go into the model home, they're going to give you floor plans to choose from, and then you'll go to the design center and pick out your options. Options and upgrades are used interchangeably. It's the same thing. They call them options because it's a nicer word than upgrades. And so you'll go to the design center and pick out additional things. You'll have a standards sheet and you get to pick the lot, or another word is home site. Home site sounds prettier than lot. So you're gonna start hearing them say, hey, pick out your home site. So that's what I call a production builder. So the question I get most often is, Dana, how long is it gonna take for me to build a home from scratch or from contract to closing. And it can vary, obviously, but it varies on how long does it take the city to get the permits issued. Some cities take longer. And how efficient is the construction manager, the actual builder who builds your home? And as well as how long will it take you to get to the design center, pick out your options, and get the ball rolling. So all these things are factors, as well as rain, weather. That can, if we have an extraordinary amount of rain, then it can push your closing back. There are many factors, but typically you're looking at 6 to 8 or 9 months with a standard build. I have seen like 10 to 12 months max typically on some of the more customized production homes. Some of the benefits of a production home are many times they are built in these master plan communities, so you can have a pool you don't have to maintain yourself. Some of them have gyms, trails, just those amenities that you wouldn't get necessarily if you found land and built your own custom home on. Some people like that, some people don't, but you know, you're going to be eliminating some of the issues that you're gonna have with the custom build. So for instance, the developer has already pre-planned and taken care of the excavating, they've taken care of the drainage, they have planned out what the community is going to look like as a whole. And so those are headaches that you don't have to worry about when you are buying a production home. The next question I get about production homes is, Dana, how much money will I have to pay out of pocket before closing? Okay, so each builder and each community varies. And so I've seen as little as $2,000 earnest money is what real estate agents call it. Sometimes you'll hear it as a deposit from the builder. So $2,000 earnest money or $5,000, $10,000. I've seen 1% and up to 3 or 5% on these production builders. And it really varies depending on how much the builder is willing to customize. So the more they customize, the more they have at risk and the more out of pocket they have. And so they may charge you 5% versus, you know, like a D.R. Horton home that only charges $2,500 out of pocket to reserve your lot and floor plan. Now, do think of this when you put your money down, you want to be certain this is the builder and the lot and the home that you want, because that deposit is non-refundable pretty much for any reason. It is very difficult to get your money back if you want to pull out of building the home. The only exception is if your loan is declined for some reason, then they may give you your earnest money back, okay? So once you put that money down, you are married to the builder through good times and bad. And trust me, there are good and bad times when building a home. The next question that I get for a production builder is, once you sign the contract, you put your money down, the next step is going to the design center. And so the question that I get is, how much money do I need at the design center, and what is a standard amount? Like, if you're paying for a $500,000 home, how much is the typical amount in the design center? And so this is the frustrating thing with clients as well. The frustration I have is most builders will not allow you to visit the design center to look at pricing before you go. It's frustrating because it's hard to figure out how much, whenever you sign the contract, how much you're gonna want in the home. But I can tell you a good solution is work with the sales counselor, because if they've sold many homes, then they should have pricing on many things, okay? Of course, your options at the design center is completely in your control. So if you want to do everything after close and spend very little out of pocket, you can. And if you want to put everything you want in the home, you can. So wherever you land, I do have some averages of what I have seen, okay? It's your choice though. So for the price point of about $250,000 to $400,000, typically I see $20,000 to $30,000 spent at the design center. Now, many times some of these builders, or this price point, many times they'll have design center option money, like an incentive. So sometimes they may give you $5,000, $10,000 or $20,000 to spend at the design center, and so that helps tremendously. The next price point at about $400,000 to $700,000, if that's your price point, then I typically see $30,000 to $50,000 spent at the design center. And there again, you may have some incentives that help along the way. If your price point is anywhere from $700,000 up to about $1 million, then I would say the average that I see spent at the design center is $50,000 to $100,000. $1 million plus, really, there are two types of buyers in the $1 million plus. And what I see is if they're very budget conscious, then probably $50,000 to $100,000 at the design center. But then you have the other buyer that they just want what they want. And so it's really unlimited, right, as to how much you spend at the design center. Now again, if the builder is offering an incentive, one of the things you want to watch for is many times it is tied to you using their lender. If you are getting financing for this house, then they're going to say, hey, we'll give you a $20,000 design center incentive or whatever it is, $3,000 toward closing cost, whatever it is, right? But you have to use our lender. Some builders are a little flexible on this, but I just want to throw that out as a general rule. All right, we're going to move on to the second type of home that you could purchase, new home construction, and that's what we call a spec home. I won't spend a lot of time here, but it's definitely worth knowing. What a spec home is built by either a small town custom builder, or it could be a production builder that builds spec homes. So let's go into just a little bit of detail here. If they are a small custom builder, then this builder will go out and purchase a lot. It can be in a random subdivision, it could be in the country, but they purchase a lot and build a home on it, speculating that they're going to find a buyer by the time it's done, or once it's done, they'll put it in the MLS to sell. I do see many of these homes in, just beware, like in Dallas, I'll see them like in South Dallas in these not so nice neighborhoods. They'll build a beautiful new home and it's priced inexpensively, and buyers are like, wow, I could get this amazing house in Dallas. Just all I'm saying is do check out the neighborhoods in the surrounding area, whether it's Google Maps or with a real estate agent. Do check out the surrounding area if you're buying a spec home like that. Now, production builders may, some of them are kind of leaning on the spec side in that, like for instance, D.R. Horton, in some of their neighborhoods, they'll just spec out the community, meaning they will build 50 houses at a time, spec them out, and then they sell them like hotcakes. I mean, buyers are just signing contracts left and right on these new builds, and they don't get to choose their colors. They just go in and buy a home and it's brand new and everybody's happy. And then you also have the production builder who will spec out maybe 5 homes at a time and still build from scratch for customers in the same community. Spec homes are great if you want a new home but you don't have the time to build. Sometimes if you get in early enough, you can choose or change your colors with some builders, and other times you just may be hot on the market, you need a home now, and they will call those quick move-ins. Okay, so when you're searching online, we call them inventory homes. It could be a spec home or a busted out home. Busted is when someone built a home but maybe financing fell through, or a job fell through or something. That's what we call a bust out. But it could be any type of inventory, or another word is quick move-in. That's what they're using these days. The last type of new construction home is what we call custom homes. I think we've all heard of a custom home. What a custom home is it can happen 2 ways. Like the builder may have already found some land and they're waiting for a buyer to build a home, or you may find land yourself or have land to build on and you want a custom builder to build it out. So a custom home in our world is, if you're going to build a custom home, it's really from scratch. So what custom means is you literally get to choose everything from start to finish. There are pros and cons to this. First off, I would say if you are looking for more seclusion or privacy, then a custom home may be a better fit versus a production home, which is in a subdivision that typically has smaller lot sizes. When you build a custom home, then you can choose your lot or acreage, and so you can have some more privacy. Now, it doesn't mean that a custom home can't be within a subdivision and still have HOAs and things like that, or guidelines for the subdivision. It really can vary, but it's custom, right? You get to choose your lot and choose your home. Now, a custom home, it starts with finding your lot. The negative that I see with a custom home and what takes even longer for the process is you have to, or the custom builder will have to have an excavator go out there to see what kind of excavation needs to be done on the land, make sure that the drainage is right. There's so much prep work that has to be done with a custom home if you have your own lot that you don't have to worry about with a production builder. But hey, if you have the time, feel free. While building any type of home from scratch can be stressful, building a custom home is definitely the most stressful. So I say that because there are just so many more decisions that you as the customer either has or gets to make. Typically, if you're building a custom home, you get to make all these decisions. But I just want to forewarn you, if you don't want all the decisions, maybe a production home is better for you. Consider building a custom home like a part-time job. After you find your land, then you want to have a meeting with the architect. And the architect, there's a couple of ways to do this. They may have some pre-made plans that you can come in and customize the plan, or you can just tell them your dreams and have them create it from scratch. An architect is usually paid out of pocket, and it can be anywhere from $2,000, maybe $5,000 or more, depending on how extravagant your home is. Many times what a custom builder will do, instead of going to a design center like the production builders, many times they'll have a list of stores where they hold wholesale accounts out, and you can shop at different wholesale flooring places, floors and decor, lighting. You get to go and shop at these different stores or show them pictures of what you like and get exactly what you want in a custom home. So those are the 3 types of new home construction. Reach out to me if you're looking to buy or sell a home. I can send great referrals out. And hey, like, subscribe, and comment in the comments section, because these all help me out. And when you work with me as an agent, it helps me to continue to produce content that hopefully you're finding very valuable. So hey, watch one of these next videos.